Hello everyone! Welcome to day 5 of the Peplum Top Sew Along. Today we will be sewing the side seams of our peplum skirt, and if you are making the gathered peplum, you will be gathering your peplum skirt, and then we will be attaching our peplum to the bodice and hemming. If you are making a double layer peplum, attach your first layer by basting first. Then put your second layer on top and sew both together at the same time. First, we are going to sew the side seams of our skirt. You're going to take your 2 peplum skirt pieces and fold them here, right sides together. Making sure to line everything correctly. You're going to place the 2 pieces right sides together. Then, along where they meet, you're going to pin all the way down the little side where the side seam is here. Do that on both sides. So it looks like this. Then, you're going to sew down the seam along where you pinned on both sides. Once you have your side seam sewn, if you will be gathering your skirt, go ahead and gather it as I describe in the next part of the video. If not, you can skip ahead to where we attach the skirt to your body. For gathering, I'm going to show you all how to gather using clear elastic. For clear elastic, you can get your elastic from Amazon. If you like, you could also use an elastic, but I prefer clear. Make sure before cutting your elastic, you stretch it out. You're going to measure what you need to attach your elastic to, gather your elastic to, which in this case will be our peplum skirt. Measure that and calculate 75% of that. Then you will place it here on your skirt where you're attaching it to, and you are just going to, you can pin this on if you like. You're going to sew your elastic to where you want it to be gathered and stretch your elastic while you're sewing. I don't use a serger for this step, just use your sewing machine. And try to set your sewing machine on, you can set it on either zigzag or you can set it on a straight stitch, it doesn't matter. Once you have your elastic sewn to your peplum skirt, if you're doing the gathered option, it should look something like this. As you can see, my top of what would be my skirt is nice and gathered. Then you'll just attach your skirt to your bodice as normal. Now we are going to attach our peplum skirt to the bodice. You're going to want to turn your bodice right sides out, and I'm holding it upside down here. It's the sleeves. And you are going to want to have your skirt right sides together as you sewed the side seams. We're going to slide our skirt over our bodice. So you will slip your skirt. I like to just put my sleeves together like this and slide my skirt through around so it's enclosing the bodice, and put my bodice in there, and then I'm going to find the raw edge of my bodice here and the raw edge of my skirt and match them up. We want to match the side seam here of the bodice and the side seam here of the skirt. Remember, this is done right sides together. Match those two. Here's the bodice, here's the skirt, and then we're just going to go around and pin this, moving around to pin it. Make sure you match up the side seams on both sides. I like to match up my side seams first and then go around and pin the rest of the way. Once you have your skirt pinned to your bodice, you can go ahead and sew it on. Make sure that when you're pinning it, you don't accidentally attach see, here's my skirt piece, skirt, bodice. Make sure that you don't pin both. This is the opening where you will fit your torso. Make sure you don't accidentally pin it together, because then you won't be able, it's not all one piece. Make sure you don't do that, because otherwise you won't be able to put if you do that, you won't be able to put on your peplum top. And also make sure when you're pinning it, on your skirt, the top of it looks narrower, and then it goes down and gets wider. Make sure you're pinning the narrower part to your bodice instead of the wider part. You can also see here that as I'm sewing, I'm keeping everything nice and flat. This way there won't be any wrinkles or pulls in your top when you, where the skirt and bodice meet when you turn it right side out. After you have attached your peplum to your bodice, it should look, and turned it right side out, it should look something like about this. Depending on what skirt version you do, it might look a little different. But then we are going to hem our peplum. Now we are. You are going to fold your skirt over 1 inch. It'll fold over. And then you are just going to do that all the way around your peplum skirt and pin or clip it into place all around. Then you can sew using some sort of a stretch stitch. If you have a cover stitch, you can use that. You can use a twin needle on your sewing machine, or you could do a zigzag stitch or any other stretch stitch that you'd like to use to hem. Then you're going to repeat that on your sleeves. Once you've finished hemming, your peplum top should be finished. I hope you all wear, love, and enjoy your new peplum top.